Hi friends, we're back in the greenhouse and I wanted to give you an update on the seed snails and how they're doing. So first of all, let's take a look at the shelling peas that I put in the traditional method. It's been 2 weeks now and they have come up nicely. So they are looking good. Now let's go over to the seed snail that had the shelling peas or the snap peas in it. And we've also got a pretty good germination rate on the snap peas. So they're actually looking pretty good. So in this one here, we've got some, what do we got here? Red cabbage, we've got some pak choy, and I've been watering these just from the top. And we've got some good growth here. They all look pretty happy. And then behind here, we've got some more cabbage, some beets, which, you know, those are always a crapshoot, but everything's looking healthy in the snails. Back here, we have some more beets and some turnips, I believe. So these are experiments, right? I've got some marigolds in there. These are experiments to see if things that normally you would plant out root crops right in the ground will do okay in this way. Now, one thing I'm going to do today is I am going to take a bunch of my warm season plants that I've had in my office under grow lights, and some of them are getting pretty big. So I'm going to create some new seed snails with some of my warm season plants. So this little guy, I brought this out to the greenhouse so I could do the replanting, but this guy has been in my office on a heat mat. So you can see I've got some eggplant, some tomatoes, got a few flowers. Back in the back I've got broccoli, some lettuces, and then over here I've got some peppers, some more tomatoes, things like that. So I am going to take some of these taller tomatoes and maybe a couple of the broccolis and cauliflowers, and I'm going to see what happens if we put those into a snail. So this is part 2. Somebody asked me in the comments where I'm growing, and I am in Southwest Washington in zone 8B. So yeah, today we've got some sun, although it poured rain the last couple of days, and but it's nice and warm and dry here in the greenhouse. So let's get to work. Okay, so I've got some of the tomatoes that I want to separate and replant ready to go. Now, I planted multiple seeds in each little container, so I have 3 or 4 in each one. So I'm going to take a couple out. I'm going to leave a couple in kind of this traditional method, and I'm going to put a couple of each kind in the seed snail as well. So that way I can kind of see how they do each method. Okay, so starting out here, we've got our beefsteaks. I love these grow containers here because look at this. You get the aeration of the roots. So, and then you can very easily kind of come in here and gently push that up from the bottom without damaging too much. So look at that. Look how beautiful that is. So I'm going to pull this apart very carefully, and I'm going to take probably 2 of each of these and lay them down on the seed snail. The others I'm going to leave back in here. I'm going to redo these with some more dirt and give these a little bit bigger of a home than these ones, so I'll put them in a larger one. But for right now, let's just get some of these apart. So there's a couple more of these beefsteak. So that's 4 of those, and I think that will be good for now. I'm not going to do anything with the eggplant because I don't think that they're big enough. I don't have 2 sets of leaves on a lot of those, and I don't want to disturb them until they're a little bit bigger. But over here we've got brandywine, so I feel like I can take a few of those. And again, really nice roots coming out of these containers here. So I've got some sticks here that I put the name so I can keep track. So the Brandywine are going to start over here, and I will lay a couple of these down. So we're going to do this with all of the tomatoes. I'm going to break them up, and then I will lay them all out, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, so as you can see, I've got just one San Marzano, but look at some of the roots on these. They're beautiful. So here they all are laid out. Now, something that you may remember about tomatoes is that they have all these beautiful little hairs all along their stem, and they root really well. So when you transplant tomatoes, you can actually transplant them a lot deeper, and they will only grow more roots. And so they don't mind being transplanted a little bit deeper. So you may notice I've got them kind of right up to the edge of the where the snail's going to be. Also, I'm going to cover them with a little bit, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more dirt on on each of the plants before I roll it up, and then we will see where we're at. Another little glitch, I forgot to put the parchment paper under, and so I was doing it with just the row cover, and it was not strong enough. It kept ripping, so I had to redo my setup here. And now I think I am ready to roll. Okay, so here goes nothing. Let's give this a try. I also doubled up the row cover to make it a little bit stronger on the outside. So I know I keep switching things up on you guys. But here we are rolling these up. Trying to keep the tomatoes nice and buried, but still with enough of their tops out. This is going to be a big one, and yes, it is dropping a whole bunch of stuff as we go along. That happened last time as well. All right, I'm just about to the end here, so I'm going to get it all tied up. So as you can see, that was kind of a fail. I've got one little guy out there, don't know what that is. And maybe it was the way I rolled it, but like the beefsteaks are way down in there. There's Brandywines coming out of the thing. Yeah, I just don't think this is going to work. So I'm either going to have to re-roll it, or maybe wait until these guys are a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. Okay, so maybe second time's a charm. They're still a little smushed in there, but this time went a lot better, and I trimmed down some of the parts of the outside that were kind of burying these guys. So I have put them in the tray with the others, and we will water these in and then see how they do. I hope you've enjoyed just kind of catching up with where this is going. I will check in again in another week or two, and let's see what happens.